Chris Tyler with another edition of World Organization Wrestling. Great program lined up for you today. Some of the finest professional wrestling you ever see on anybody's TV anywhere. Again, please bear with me. This is not my regular job. Rick Stewart will be back with us in a couple of weeks, so you're going to have to put up with my stammering and stumbling. We'll get through it the best we can. Again, I apologize for my inability to do the job I'm supposed to do. On the card today, we got some of the finest professional wrestlers you've ever seen this part of the country, and along with me today to bring you the blow-by-blow description, my partner, Gino Sanazaro. Gino, another great card of professional wrestling.
Rip, I think this is going to be an outstanding hour for World Organization Wrestling. If everyone remembers last week's card, this week is going to be even better.
Well, let me say this. Mr. Olympia got a very expensive watch tore up last week at the hands of Bob Holly, and I'm sure that Olympia is going to have a lot to say about that. Stay tuned, ladies and gentlemen. Let's go on to the ring now for our first match. First match of the evening, Mr. Davey Haskins versus the Giant Coquina. Should be a good scientific match, Gino.
I believe it's going to be an outstanding match. Haskins got the wrestling ability. Coquina, the size and the ability he's got. He moves like a 200-pounder. It's astounding the way this man moves.
Tell you what, Haskins has got a lot of intestinal fortitude to be in there with a man that weighs 390 pounds. Coquina probably outraised him by at least 150 pounds or so. But the young man's got grit, and that's what it takes in professional wrestling, but it takes grit and guts and a lot of time to be the best it can be at any sport. Professional wrestling is no different than any other sport. Like to say hello to all of our wrestling fans down at the Panama City area, over in the Nashville, Tennessee area. And Gino, we'd like to welcome some fans in Little Rock, Arkansas.
We're glad to have them along with the network of WWE stations that do have the wrestling on their TV stations.
Big Coquina hip toss young Davey Haskins. Boy, did he whop him down, too. Back up stalking each other now. These two guys are feeling each other out. Although Coquina's got the size difference, wrestling is really leverage and agility. It doesn't have a whole lot to do with size, Gino.
That's for sure. You do need that balance, leverage, and coordination in order to get in that ring and move the way these guys are moving.
For you fans in the Mobile area, I'd like to take this time to remind you that World Organization Wrestling will be returning to Mobile on Tuesday nights down there at the fairgrounds. A great building for wrestling, a lot of great wrestling fans in the Mobile area, and we're looking forward to get back down there and seeing them as often as we can, Gino.
Well, I'm kind of anxious to get back into Mobile myself, Rip. I had a good time the last time we were down there, and I'm looking forward to another one.
Tell you what I'm looking for. I'm looking for that Dothan, Alabama. There's a bunch of pretty ladies in Dothan, Alabama.
Well, I tell you what, Panama City ladies aren't that bad looking either, Rip.
Oh, I didn't say they was bad now. Don't misunderstand me. Because as many pretty ladies there are around that Dothan, Panama City area, I know they got to go back and forth.
Well, I like the Southern girls.
You a Yankee and you talking about Southern girls? David Haskins still sizing up Giant Coquina. Again, a handshake, which is a rarity in the wrestling business nowadays. At least an acknowledgement of a man's ability and maybe sometimes his superiority. Top wrist lock by Coquina. Haskins is trying to get enough leverage out to get up and under. Trip by Coquina, and Haskins goes down. Again, a packed house here at our studios, Gino. Wrestling fans all over the country are going crazy over World Organization Wrestling. Ron Starr's come in there and made a super name for himself. Marcel Pringle's back as a quote-unquote Fargo.
Adopted or whatever, if he's a Fargo. Don says he is. Don Fargo says he is a Fargo.
Well, I would imagine his world-famous cousin, Percy Pringle, had something to do with that thing. I know he had something to do with Fargo coming in and paying off Pringle's tab where he could come back and get the suspension lifted.
I wouldn't be surprised if Percy Pringle was behind it 100%.
Haskins and Coquina, both of them still going through a feeling out process in this match. Neither one of them really made a distinct takeover or a distinct move. Haskins trying to go for a top wrist lock. He finally gets Giant Coquina's arm down. But again, leverage is a thing. See where Haskins is at now. He needs to get his shoulder up onto that elbow. Get the leverage on Coquina's arm. See, Coquina's taking it away from him because he didn't get that shoulder up in on that arm.
I'll tell you what, Rip, the audience is amazing here today in this opening match. I think they're split with emotion, who to root for and who not to.
Reverse hip toss and Big Coquina's down. Big arm drag. Tell you what, you fans out there, we're continually trying to give you the best we can on TV. Good competitive wrestling matches every time you turn the TV on and watch World Organization Wrestling. And I said it last time and I'll say it again. If you haven't seen World Organization Wrestling lately, you haven't seen World Organization Wrestling.
Well, I tell you what, the fans that come out and watch wrestling, they know what it's like. When they get out to the arenas, Rip, the emotions that flow when these guys get in the ring and wrestle, they give them wrestling. It's not like a lot of others that they've watched. Wrestling is what it is with World Organization.
Well, we don't claim to be the best. We don't claim to be the biggest. But I'll say one thing for you. We don't have some of the quote-unquote superstars with the World Organization Wrestling. And I'm going to tell you something. That's not because they don't want to be with World Organization Wrestling. It's simply because we at this organization feel like that a man must be competitive, a man must make a name for himself in the professional wrestling business. Davey Haskins just took a lick into that pole, Gino, in that ring pole. I guarantee you, he drove that shoulder. He's laying in front of the ring now. He's in pain. This young man's in pain. He's hurting, Gino.
He's definitely hurting. Coquina not making any move on him. I think he's feeling a little sympathetic for him. I believe he is.
Coquina actually stopped the referee from 10 count. He's going out to help Haskins up off the floor. Davey Haskins is definitely hurt. You know, he drove that shoulder into that steel pole. Coquina's asking the referee to stop the match. Coquina's asking the referee to stop the match. Referee rings the bell. Referee declares it an official draw, Gino. A great display of sportsmanship on Coquina's part, because Haskins was definitely at his mercy when he hit his shoulder in that steel pole. Super opening match. More to come in just a few minutes. Stay tuned for the best of professional wrestling coming your way right after this message.